Today we are going to see one more scenario, and today's scenario, as the title says, deploy the PHP website on the Kubernetes with Apache and MySQL, which is also called the LAMP in short, LAMP stack. Okay, so let's see our today scenario in detail. So DevOps team want to deploy a PHP website on Kubernetes cluster. They are going to use the Apache as the web server and MySQL for the database. The team has already gathered the requirement and now they want to make this website live. Below you can find the more detail. So, as a part of this deployment, these are the steps we need to follow. First one is create a config map, PHP config for the php.ini with the variable orders equal to this value data. Then create the deployment name lampwp. Then create a two container under it. First container must be the HTTP PHP container image DevOps PHP Apache Alpine 3 PHP 7s. Okay, and the second container must be the MySQL container from the image MySQL 5.6. Mount the PHP config map in the HTTP containers at the path this one locations. Then create a Kubernetes generic secret for the MySQL related value like MySQL root password, MySQL user, MySQL password, MySQL host, and MySQL database. Set any value as per your requirement. Then we have add some environment variable for both the container like MySQL root password, MySQL database, MySQL users, MySQL password, MySQL host. Take their value from the secret you created. Please make sure to use the environment field. Do not use the environment forms to define the name value pair of the environment variable. Create a node port type service lamp service to expose the web application on the node port 3008. Then create a service for MySQL named MySQL service and its port is must be the triple 3306. We already have the index temp.index PHP file on the jump host servers. Copy this file into the HTTP container under the Apache document root under app and replace the dummy value for the MySQL related variable with the environment variable you have set the MySQL related parameter. Please make sure you do not hard code the MySQL related detail in the file. You must use the environment variable to fetch those value. You must use the environment variable to fetch those value. You must be able to access the index page on the port 3008 at the end. Please note that you should be connected and successfully message which accessing this page. So in short, we are going to deploy one PHP app on the Kubernetes by the help of Apache and MySQL, which is also called the LAMP stack. Okay, so in what we are going to create in this, let's see first. Here, here is you are combined Kubernetes YAML manifest for deploying the PHP website with Apache and MySQL. So the manifest file conclude the first a config map for the PHP INI, then a secret for MySQL credentials, then a deployment to two container. One is a web server and one is a database Apache PHP. And the third is environment variable set using the env field. Then we are going to create the node port service for the web application access on the node port this. Then cluster IP service for MySQL communication with the applications. So before going to the YAML file, let's see what we are going to achieve at the last. So let's first see what we are going to achieve. So in this hands-on tutorial, you shall learn how to deploy the complete PHP-based web application on the Kubernetes cluster using the LAMP stack, Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP. This course walk through the below, uh, creating a config map for the PHP configuration, php.ini, setting up the Kubernetes secret for the MySQL credential, deploying a multi-container pod with the Apache PHP and MySQL, mounting configuration file and injecting environment variables securely, exposing the application using the node port and MySQL via a cluster IP, copying and configuring the index.php to dynamically connect it to MySQL using the environment variables. So at the last, you are going to learn these things by uh, in this lab. So now let's go through the all the YAML file one by one. So first one is the config map, and the API version of config map is v1, kind is a config map, metadata name we have the PHP config, the namespace we are going to deploy it into the default namespace. Then data we have the php.ini variable order EP, egpcs. Okay, so in this way we are going to define the data in the config map. Then we have the secret to connect the database and application pod. And the secret we are API version is v1, kind is secret, metadata we have name equal to MySQL secret, namespace default, type we have the opaque type. Then data we are going to use the MySQL root password, and this is the root password in the base 64 format. Similarly, we have MySQL database. This is the database. And then we have the users, and this is the username. And then password we have. This is the password. Then host name. This is the host name. All are in coded format of base 64. That's why it's showing like this. If you want to see the original value, then we have the command we have command like echo, then we need to give the value and colon and then base 64 hyphen hyphen decode, then it will be show the original value. So similarly you can see for other also. Now let's go to the next manifest file, that is the deployment. So deployment with the two container API version is app v1, kind we have the deployment, metadata in name of the deployment is lamp wp, namespace in the default namespace we are going to deploy. Then we have the replica pod in a specs part. Replica we are going to deploy one replica. Then selector, in the selector we have the match label. Match labels we are going to use the match label app colon lamp app. Then template of the pod we have the metadata. Then in label we have given the same app colon lamp app. Then aspects of the container we have the first container name the this one, and image we are going to use this one. Then port of the container for web app is 80, and we are going to volume mount, name of the volume mount this one, and we are going to mount in the web app this path, the PHP file, and sub path of the PHP is the php.ini. And the environment variable we are going to use in the first container is like name, MySQL root password, and it's taking from the secret, whatever secret we have defined above. Name of the secret is MySQL secret, and the key is this one. Similarly, we have the another environment variable MySQL database and value from similarly taking from the secret, and name of the secret is this one and the value is this one key. Similarly, we have third MySQL user value from secret reference key is taking name MySQL secret and key is the MySQL user. Similarly, for the password, MySQL password value forms secret and name equal to MySQL secret. Then we have the key MySQL password. Similarly, the next one MySQL host, the key value form my secret key preference, then name equal to MySQL secret and key equal to MySQL host. Next, we have the next container, MySQL container. Image we are going to use this one, and the port of the MySQL is 3306. Then environment variable in the second container, we are going to use the first one is the name MySQL root password value is also taken from secret name MySQL secret and key is the MySQL secret root. And second one is the database that it's also taking from the whatever the secret we have created is the MySQL database. Then third we have the MySQL user also taking from the secret and the key is MySQL user. Similarly, we have the password for users MySQL password and it's also taking from the secret only and key is the MySQL password. Similarly, host we have the MySQL host is also taking from the secret whatever we created and key is this one. And we are going to volume we have the PHP config volume and the config map is this one PHP config. This config map we are going to mount in this one. Then we are going to create next is the node port service for the Apache. API version of the node port is v1, kind is service, metadata name is the lamp service. Then in the default namespace we are going to deploy. Then the specs part we have the type of the service node port selectors whatever we defined in the application app underscore app. By the help of this one only it's going to identify the pod. Then port we have the TCP protocol on the port 80, the web app are running. Target port also we have 80 and service port also 80. Node port we have 3008. Similarly, we are going to define the cluster IP service for the MySQL API version is same v1, kind is service, metadata name of the MySQL service is MySQL service in the default namespace a spec, and it's going to select the port by the help of this selector only. And port we have TCP only and the container port of MySQL is 3306 and target port also we have the 3306. This is the if you decode the base 64 then this is the command we have. Then we are going to apply the all the YAML file. If you want to apply multiple YAML file at one shot then you need to give the triple dash at the beginning of each YAML file. Then once it applies then once you run the kubectl get all you'll be able to see the pod is we have the two container and which are running a state. Then we have the service lamp service and MySQL service. One is node port type and one is the cluster IP. Then we have the deployment, then we have the replica set, then we have the config map, then we have the secret. All the resource whatever we have the YAML file is created. Then as per the requirement, we have the one PHP file in our local. We are going to copy that PHP file in our pod in the container HTTP PHP container. So by the help of command kubectl cp then temp index.php then pod name and we are colon app and this container we are going to copy in this folder. Then we are going to inside the container by the help of kubectl exec -it, then pod name, then -c container name and dash dash bash. Then we are going to replace we are going to this path and we are going to replace from this one whatever default value with this one, whatever the secret we have created above accordingly. Then at last we are going to access by the help of node ip and node port and index.php. You'll be get the message connected successfully. Once we get the message connected successfully, it means database and web app connected successfully. So let's see how we are going to achieve this one in our production cluster. So first we need to copy the YAML file in our production cluster. So same thing, I have copied into my notepad all the YAML. So just copied it all, and at last all the detail command YAML everything is given my blog, and blog link I will be attached in the resource part of this video. So now let's go to the production cluster. So this is our production cluster. Now we are going to create one file vi pod.yml. Then go into insert mode, then paste it. It's copied. Now save it, except colon wq. Then just apply it, kubectl kubectl apply -f pod.yml. Then press enter. Then you can see the config map, secret, deployment, service file. One service file is for the cluster IP and one is the node port created. Same thing you can verify kubectl get all. So you can see pod is still creating. Let it be create. So you can now see the pod is created with two container and both are in running state. Similarly, we created the two services. One is the node port and one is the cluster IP. And we have the deployment with one pod and one pod is running. Then we have replica set. Now let's see the other resource kubectl get cm. Either you can write the cm short form or config map. Then you can see our php config map is created. You can ignore the first one. This is the Kubernetes, like this is service. You can also ignore this is by default of Kubernetes. Then we have the secret. Let's check whether secret is created or not. Similarly, we can see kubectl get secret. So MySQL secret is created successfully. So let's go to the next step. We have deployed successfully everything. Now let's copy the this one in our container. We need to give the pod name. So our pod name is this one. Just remove here. Don't worry, all the step and command are given in my blog, and blog link I will give in the resource part of this video. Just copied it, then press enter. File copied from the local to inside the container. Now next step we have to go inside the pod. Here just change the pod name with our current pod name. Just remove the old one. The pod name you can get from here only. This is the pod name. So I copied the same thing and then I pasted. Now it will be logging into the pod. Just wait for a few seconds. Now we are inside the pod. So our next is a step is to go inside the folder where we have copied the index page. So cd app folder. Just wait. Now we are inside the app folder. You can see now here, if you see, we have the index page. Let's open the index page in the vi editor. Then we have the default value. Just delete all these things by the help of dd99dd. Then go into insert mode and then copy the value from blog. Whatever value is there, you can copy this one. Go into insert mode and then let remove first this one, then paste it. So we have pasted all the things. Now save it. Now let's go to our next step. Now we are going to open our application in the browser by the help of node ip and node port 3008 and index.php. Then you will get the message. If you get the message connected successfully, means our app is running fine. So let's go to our browsers. So we have click this one. Let refresh this. So we got the message connected successfully, means we have deployed the PHP application successfully. Now thank you, happy learning, see you in the next video.